great Saturday night for racing. The banking and the corners always have thrown me off with the graduated banking when they built this. It seems like the racing can go wide. It can go sometimes during the racing. Your bottom line is fast. Sometimes your top line is fast. It's confusing to me, but it is a lot of fun. The qualifying setup and a name jumped out to me that I hadn't seen all night. Joel Kilburn was watching in practice has jumped up into the fourth spot, and Fry Hubbard making a big jump out of practice. He jumps into the third spot with an 023, and he was complaining that he was going to run 32s all night. So he might have been playing everybody.
To be fast tonight. So far, Garrett Kinder on the pole in that 76 car. See if anybody has anything left. Let's see if everybody's qualified so far.
Tyler Gatke came out of practice. He was running in the triple zeros, and he dropped down in six with a 108. So he couldn't carry over from practice what he was doing, or couldn't carry over into qualifying what he was doing there in practice.
So yeah, once again, we're gonna after we see the qualifying laps here from Josh Oswald lay down, we're gonna bring up the track info one more time before we get this race underway. Looks like Josh Oswald, one of the last to lay a lap down. We have Jesse Necula and Mike Uribe yet to lay a lap down. So far, we have a 23 car pack. So, good racing. We should have some good racing tonight. A good field for Homestead. And hopefully they're able to keep it straight for most of the laps, not have too many cautions. It's always exciting to see what these guys can do with long green flag laps. As you see, Oswald qualifies in that 12th spot. We're going to go ahead real quick and pull up the championship standings so far in this league. Here's your top 10. We only have two races left in this schedule here, and then Charlotte next week. You see your points up there on the screen. Zachary Wilson not racing tonight, so it's going to hurt him leading the points right now, but not racing tonight could hurt him in winning the championship for this Cup Series. You see,
Another reason for not being here. He'll be here next week, and he'll make a good run at it.
Your top three: Zachary Wilson, Mike Uribe, and Matthias Swank. I don't know if Matthias Swank's in here either.
Yes, he is. He's qualified 18th at the moment.
Yeah, you're right. So he is in here. Mike Uribe's in here as well. So those two looking to capitalize on Zachary Wilson not being in this race. Looking to take a points lead going into the final race of the season for these guys. So it looks like everybody that's qualified is going to qualify has qualified. We have a minute and a half left until the race comes to us. So we're going to pull up real quick the four separate leagues being broadcasted. The Sunday Night Truck Series brought to you by Intensity Broadcasting. Those start at 10 o'clock at night on Sundays. The Friday Night Extreme Xfinity Series brought to you by us, Rebel Racing Network, start at 9 o'clock at night. The Saturday Night Send It Cup Series brought to you here tonight. Those will start at, it says 8 on the screen, but starting at 9 tonight. And then the Tuesday Night Dirt Invaders Series start at 9 o'clock at night. That series will start December 1st. As you see, 3 of those brought to you by Rebels Racing Network. That can be caught on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook, and Intensity broadcasting those Sunday Night Truck Series, which will be brought to you tomorrow night. And there are still seats to be filled in this league. I think the Sunday Night Truck Series is pretty well filled, but like tonight's series and the Dirt Series, those still need some drivers. So feel free to look the league up on iRacing and join this fun league to be a part of.
We had cars last night, and we had a lot of fun. It was fun racing at Daytona. And the Thursday night Thunderstruck League, I raced in that race, and that was awesome, and I'm planning on staying with that one.
Yeah, the Sunday Night Truck Series tomorrow night at Homestead as well. The truck and the Cup cars, they are a lot alike in terms of how they run with their packages, as we're about ready to go racing here at Homestead. I believe qualifying is over. I'm going to bring up your grid. Your pole sitter, Garrett Kinder, with a 31.001. In the second position, Kieran Church. Qualifying third, Fry Hubbard. Joel Kilburn in the fourth position, and Tony Calhoun rounding out the top 5. Tyler Gatsky in the sixth position. Brandon Walsh in the seventh spot. Doug Wolcott in the eighth position. Christian Dedman in the ninth. And rounding out the top 10, William Griffith. In the 11th spot, Jason Warren. 12th, Josh Oswald. In the 13th position, Charlie Elmore. 14th spot, Michael Swink. 15th position, Mickey Isaac. I'm getting these a little bit messed up. Matt Geiss in the 16th spot. Richard Williamson in the 17th position. T.S. Swink in the 18th position. Kyle Roberts qualifying 19th. Rich Yeoman in the 20th spot. David Necula qualifying 21st. And Jesse Necula and Mike Uribe rounding out the field.
Tonight's a pretty good field to promote some pretty good racing and a lot of green flag racing, I think.
Yeah, it's a wide track, and like you said, the banking is definitely helps these cars turn. Flat tracks, it's a lot harder to turn. Having to use the brakes in these cars actually when you go to flatter tracks, but in a banked oval like this with wide turns, hopefully these guys will be able to keep it off each other. We mentioned early, these cars are loose on exit and maybe even in the middle of the turn. And so these guys are going to have to focus on, not having single car accidents more than maybe multi-car accidents.
One thing about the original Rebels League is everybody in it is really mature and calm, and they don't race overly aggressive. They race aggressive when it's called for and when it's racing, but they're all give and take. They're all about getting to the end of the race and all about being as friendly as possible until you get down to the last lap, of course. But so I believe a lot of single car spins will be our only cautions for tonight, unless somebody gets all messed up and takes out half the field, and I'll be wrong.
Yeah, and apologize about the quality of the last 2 nights of the streams. For some reason, the internet down here has taken a poop the last 2 days. Hopefully that'll get situated soon. But we have a fun 133 laps ahead of us regardless, and Garrett Kindler is going to lead us to the green as they are.
With great weather, so something's got to be wrong. It's got to be the internet.
as the pace car will pull off soon, and these guys will get ready to unleash the power. The green flag is out. Garrett Kinder is off. Side-by-side racing for the lead early. Going into turn one. Let's see who can edge out in the lead. Looks like Kinder's going to be able to do it. 3 wide back there for the second position. Joel Kilburn looks like he's going to be able to come out with that spot. And a close third, Fry Hubbard. Exciting racing here early on.
Fry Hubbard is always in the mix, indeed.
Really good racing back here in the 5th position back. 2x2. Looks like Tony Calhoun's going to be able to edge him out there for the 4th position. Now side by side, Brandon Wallace and Kieran Church for that 5th spot. Just maybe seeing 3 wide racing back here. Tyler Gatsky getting into it as well. You said at the beginning of this stream that it could bring exciting racing, and so far it has. A lot of 2x2 racing here early on.
You could run 3 cars through the corners in here, so and it makes for a lot of fun. You get a little too low in the corners coming off that exit though. That's what brings on that spin.
Yeah, this track definitely promotes for a lot of good racing. Only this year are they not racing here for the championship of the Cup Series, and there's a reason that it did race here for a championship for so long. You know, there's so many grooves that can work the high side, the low side, even the middle, and so it promotes for really good side-by-side racing. As you're seeing here early on, Doug Wolcott and Brandon Wallace just figuring it out, but we're side-by-side for a long time there. If we go up to the lead, we have a battle for 2nd position and maybe the lead soon, as you see Joel Kilburn moving up to the 2nd position. We saw him take the 3rd spot on the restart, now in 2nd here. He's going to look to track Kinder down, and we're starting to get into the part of the race where we're going to see who's best on old tires. Tony Calhoun not giving up that 2nd spot yet.
That one back. He's a tough competitor. And he gets it.
He got it pretty easily there after he got past. He got it back pretty like a little too easily maybe.
I think maybe it's still a little loose up on the high groove, and he backed out of it to let him go.
Yeah, now after retaking that 2nd position, he sets his eyes on Garrett Kinder for the lead, and he's catching him pretty quickly here.
The way he's driving, he may have fell into 4th just to take a drink of water.
Get hydrated before he sweats it off, tracking down the leader. He might be able to get to the outside. Might take a peek to the inside here, going into turn 1. And Kinder's not going to really fight him for it as Tony Calhoun takes the lead here at Homestead.
He rockets through that low groove. I think Kinder's going to answer him back.
Yeah, he got a little tight out of the turn 2. Going to be able to keep it though, and now Kinder's got to be on the defense against Joel Kilburn.
When you dive down deep low into these corners, when you bring it up, it seems like that wall comes at you crazy fast.
Side-by-side racing for the 2nd position. Joel Kilburn now wants to race for that lead. Let's see if he can take it on the low side just like Tony Calhoun did. Not going to be able to do it just yet. And as the tires get older, it's going to be even harder to pass on the inside. Good racing there, and even better racing back in the 7th, 8th position maybe. Looked like these guys were pretty close to each other. Jason Warren, your winner in the Thunderstruck Super Series. He's in the 10th position so far, looking to maybe go battle for that 9th spot soon. As Brandon Wallace and Kieran Church side by side for that spot. Looks like the 22 Pennzoil is going to be able to take it away. Kinder looks like he's starting to fight back for the lead now, as he did close it down to a 10th or so. Oh, looks like Calhoun gets tight out of the turn. That's going to hurt him.
Hubbard might have burned up their tires a little bit. They're dropping back, either that or they're starting to save. What's our fuel window on here? Do we know?
I am not sure. I tried to get that information before the race, but was not able to. If we keep going green, we'll definitely find out, though. And early on, 10 laps in, it's looking like these guys definitely can keep it green for a long time. As Fry Hubbard back there looking to take that third spot away from Joel Kilburn. Kilburn was looking really good early on, but maybe falling back here a little bit. He's going to keep that spot for now, though.
I think 11 laps in, these tires have already, they're giving up their grip. They're starting to back out of it more. So we're going to see who's taking care of them better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, iRacing, a great service in terms of, as Garrett Kinder takes the lead back away from Tony Calhoun. Just about to say, tire wear on iRacing is pretty impressively close to what real life is, in terms of if you can keep the car straight and turn the wheel less in the turns, you're going to scrub off less of your right front tire. And maybe Garrett Kinder's doing a little bit of a better job here. He lost that first position early on, but like you said, maybe he was just saving his tires a little bit more. Not running away from Tony Calhoun so far, though.
Lapped by Kinder when I've had fresher tires, and he comes by me with 30-lap tires. The man can race on glass, probably.
Maybe the draft is also a component here, with not being able to take away or just, take off in the lead and run away from second position. Maybe the draft is helping whoever's in that second spot to keep up, but that's now about a 3/10 lead, and looks like Kinder's going to be able to sit comfortably for now. Go back to the 7th position with Tyler Gatsky, being hunted down by Kieran Church right now. Really, the three of these cars in pretty close quarters right now, but looks like nothing happening there just yet. T.S. Swank looks like he's passing Matt Geis for the 10th spot. He's going to be able to do it, but he gets tied out of the turn. Let's see if Matt Geis is able to bounce back. Not going to be able to. I will tell you, out of all the paint schemes on track right now, I got to say I'm pretty biased in favoring Matt Geis' scheme tonight.
Rebels Racing Network. That is one beautiful car.
Absolutely. Running in that 11th spot right now. Has some racing going on. Behind him, though, Brandon Wallace getting passed by William Griffith. He's going to make that inside work. Looks like even though the tires are starting to wear out, the inside's starting to work, as you see Fry Hubbard use the inside as well. Not able to make the pass on Joel Kilburn just yet. Those two are catching Tony Calhoun, though.
All right, you're going to find out who can race on old tires now. Then the people that are fast on the short run versus Hubbard, Kinder, who could run all night on old tires.
Yeah, Kinder's setting a pretty good pace right now. About a second ahead of Tony Calhoun right now. But Tony Calhoun has a lot to worry about with the two of these cars, Joel Kilburn and Fry Hubbard, right behind him, wanting that spot. But the tires are starting to wear out, and that inside may become a little bit harder to use, as it looks like Calhoun is going to get passed by Joel Kilburn there. Not just yet, still side by side, but going into this turn, he should be able to clear him maybe. Calhoun fighting back really hard, though, not wanting to give up that spot. I will say I'm a little surprised how much of the bottom that Joel Kilburn used there. You'll see people in that dark gray run right where he's running right now, but he ran below that in the light gray, and you can get really loose there. Fry Hubbard getting really loose. He's going to fall back.
11:89.
He fell back all the way to the 6th position. Looked like he maybe got tight or loose there in that turn. That's going to cost him.
Yeah, he had a contact with the 89 there. think he backed off not to wreck him, and it cost him a couple of positions.
A lot of really good racing here for the third position, or the second position. Side by side for a couple of laps now. And now people like Christian Dedman and Kieran Church starting to reintroduce themselves into this three-wide racing for the second position. Christian Dedman not sitting and waiting around. He wants to take those spots, and he wants to take them now. He's going to back off, though. Realize maybe three-wide racing 20 laps in is probably not a smart idea.
But maybe not. He's going to try it again, I think.
Yeah, he's going to go to the outside of Tony Calhoun. See if he can't make this pass out of the turn, and he's going to catch the back bumper of Joel Kilburn there as well. Nowhere to go right now unless he takes it three wide, but Tony Calhoun not letting him take it three wide.
Kilburn's getting a big jump off the corner.
And him having difficulties with these two is going to open the door for Kieran Church in the 22. He's going to be the outside now of Christian Dedman, as Christian's now going to take the inside to see if he can get past these guys.
That outside line is starting to come in real good because the 40 car is getting a rocket off of turn 4 and turn 2.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how fast you are. If you get to that outside, it can be really, it can make it hard on the guys trying to pass you on the inside. Because those guys are trying to put the power down out of the turn, and if you're there, they have nowhere to go, and they have to, ease up a little bit. As we had 2x2 racing, 2 rows of it here, 22 laps in. A lot of twos there, but it looks like Christian Dedman finally going to be able to make the pass as Joel Kilburn slips up there a little bit, and now side by side with Kieran Church. That inside finally starting to work out for those guys as the 40 of Joel Kilburn falls back to the 4th position. I'll take a second to mention that, the one person that, doesn't get a lot of airtime, and it looks like the 22, it looked like he might get in the wall. Garrett Kinder, he's not getting a lot of airtime. That's just because he's too darn fast right now. 2.5 seconds, already catching lap cars. I mean, he is just rocketing off and not looking back. As Tony Calhoun looks like he passed Joel Kilburn for that 4th spot. And don't look now, but Jason Warren, who was back in the 10th spot earlier, in the 6th spot now. The tires are getting older, and he's getting faster, it looks like. He's looking to catch Kilburn for that 5th spot. Looks like Kilburn's just struggling here now. He might be hoping for a caution here. As the 22 of Kieran Church looking for the 2nd spot. Sorry, go ahead.
I said I think everybody here is hoping for a caution right now. Those tires are getting slippery. It's 25, 26 laps in.
I don't know. One person on track who's not hoping for one right now is Garrett Kinder. Christian's going to be able to hold. He's in that light gray. Like I mentioned, not a lot of people go there just because it can get you really loose, but he's using that right now. But really getting hounded on by Kieran Church right now. Looking to take that 2nd spot away. We'll see if he has anything for the leader, if he can get past Christian here.
You don't know past that 3 car, and if you manage to do that, you're going to wear yourself out. You're never going to catch up to Kinder at the moment.
Yeah, see if he can make that outside work here. One surprising thing for me early on is Josh Oswald back in the 11th position. I thought he might be a little bit further up, but he's in that 11th spot right now. Fighting Wolcott for that 10th spot. Going to the inside of the 72.
Oswald likes to be forgotten about, and he'll race back there and keep it clean and the last 30 laps of this race, you're going to see him up in the top 5. I would almost guarantee that.
One thing to notice here is Josh Oswald on the inside. If he can't make the pass, that's going to bring Michael Swink into this battle. And if he's not careful, he could lose a spot instead of gaining a spot. As we still have a battle going on up here for the second position. Christian Dedman able to hold on to it for now. But Kieran Church is not letting him breathe currently. Looks like we have a lot of battling going back on as well for the 13th spot. Brandon Wallace looking to pass Tia Swank is going to be able to do it. Matt Geis as well making a pass for the 15th position over Charlie Elmore.
Competition going on up here at second and third.
Yeah, Church
is trying to set him up.
Yeah, Church just trying to find a lane. Tires are really old. We're going to see if he can make this pass happen. He's been on his back bumper 2 or 3 car lengths back for about 5 or 6 laps now. Maybe, sizing him up here, like you said.
Well, the last time they went through 1 and 2, Coach had a back off of it for some reason. I think he might have got a little loose coming out of 2. He runs through it good that time.
One thing to look at, it's not anything right now, but Garrett Kinder's lead has fallen down from a 2.5 second lead to a 1.8 second lead. Not sure if he got held up by a lap car, but that lead is shrinking a little bit. It's not anything right now, but it might be something to look after here soon if he keeps losing that lead. Because, 7/10 is a big fall off, considering how fast he was early on. 32 laps in, no cautions yet. Great job by these guys keeping it green and keeping it clean.
Trying to figure out the fuel mileage on this place, but I think you can go at least 50 laps. I don't think they want to go that long, but I think 50.
Yeah, we'll see how long until we get some guys in pit road.
Oh, the 16 and the 32, a little contact. Got out of it clean though, little side rub.
Yeah, the 32 of Jason Warren. Able to keep it going straight. He's going to lose that position to Fry Hubbard as well and fall back to the 7th spot. He was just in 5th. Looked like maybe Tower Gatsky was passing him for the position and had a little bit of contact. Good on them both to keep it straight. And I mentioned a second ago, the lead is now down to 1.5 seconds for Garrett Kinder. So
they might be taking it easy.
We'll see as we see some guys going to pit road. Kyle Roberts down on the pit road.
Maybe I was a little generous on my guess of fuel.
Well, these guys might be just trying to short pit, do something different than the leader, although with how far back he might have been, as you see how some of these guys are 10, 15 seconds back, might go a lap down here. But hey, do something different and try to help yourself gain positions. We'll see how that works out for him, but we see the first set of pit stops as we have a battle for the second position right now. Kieran Church is now trying to advance his position. Not able to do it just yet. He's been sitting pretty nice behind, Christian Dedman for a while now, and maybe he's getting a little bit tired of riding in his dirty air.
I think maybe he's waiting on Coach to mess up. He's going to be waiting a while.
I was about to say, Christian's good at, keeping the car straight and not making many mistakes. Hopefully now he doesn't make a mistake in this turn and be the announcer jinx. But yeah, if he's waiting on him to make a mistake, he's, like you said, he's going to be waiting a little while.
Church has figured out a way to get a run on him and hoping that he can get Edmund to slip up a little bit to take advantage of that run. but he's not getting it.
Yeah, maybe
He's
that.
right up on his bumper. He's making a
Oh,
look
there
at
he
it.
goes. He's going to get to the left rear quarter panel. Let's see if he can make the pass going into 3. He's going to be side by side. He's going to be in that light gray, and he's going to be able to make it work. He's going to slide up in front of Christian. Let's see if Christian does a crossover move. It looks like he's going to. Side by side still at his left rear quarter panel. Let's see if he can maybe slide in front. Oh, there's going to be some contact.
A little bit. And a lap car to deal with, so.
They're able to keep it straight, and Kieran Church will make the pass. As right ahead of Kieran Church, Garrett Kinder, an 8/10 lead now. Maybe it's lap cars, maybe it's him just taking it easy, but whatever it is, that lead is shrinking.
Mike leaving a little paint on the wall. Got to shout out to Magic Mike, best guy in the league. I think Edmund might have lost a little bit something. He slowed down a bit.
Yeah, he's now down to almost 2 seconds now. So something definitely happened to that car. Pay attention to that in the upcoming laps. Tyler Gatsky making a pass for the 4th position over Fry Hubbard. We saw him passing Warren earlier. Maybe it's the other way around. I don't know who was in the 4th spot to begin with, but these guys are side by side for the 4th position currently, and neither one of them is willing to give up the spot here.
Board Joel Kilburn up there racing for the lead earlier, dropped back in 9th.
Yeah, we saw him starting to fall back after about 15, 20, 25 laps, and now in that 8th position over Tony Calhoun.
Yeah, Tony's back there with him.
The lead is now 2/10. Kieran Church really on the back bumper now. Garrett Kinder. Looks like we're going to be seeing maybe a lead change here in a second. Whatever Garrett Kinder had, it is gone. Side by side for the lead. Kieran Church looking to take it away from Garrett Kinder, and he will. And now Garrett Kinder he's still about 9/10 ahead of Christian Dedman, so he's going to be able to hold that second position pretty easily. As a really nice pass there by Kieran Church. He did not mess around.
I wonder if he's that much faster, or if Kinder has lost that much on his car.
Well, Kieran Church was, back in the 5th, 6th spot, as we see Jason Warren in the pits now. It looked like maybe he was back there saving, and now he's made a couple of nice passes to eventually get to the lead. And, he is just flying right now, already 7/10 ahead of Garrett Kinder. And now Garrett Kinder has to be cautious of losing the second position. And while we've been watching this, I've been eyeing some nice battling going on back here for the 9th position. Not anymore, but we're starting to see more and more guys pit. Tony Calhoun, Jason Warren, Kyle Roberts, all these guys have pit recently. Looks like Fry Hubbard finally made that pass over Tyler Gatsky for the 4th position. Now starting to race away from him.
Here's Calhoun in the pits. Probably just said that.
Yeah, you're fine. We're starting to see more and more people pitting now. It looks like, it looks like the green flag stops are maybe starting. Not many people have followed them into the pits just yet. What Kieran Church is hoping for is to catch these guys all lap down and get as many guys as he can off of the lead lap. And it looks like Josh Oswald is going to pit as well. Yep, he's on the access road going to pit road. And Christian Dedman is starting to catch Garrett Kinder for that second position. Kinder really starting to struggle now that we're in the 40-50 lap ranges, side by side for the second position now. Let's see if Garrett can really put up any fight here.
point he's going to want to. These guys are looking to get to their pit window, and I believe position is not on the top of their mind right now.
Yeah, as you see Matt Geis now going to pit road. And Kieran Church, I mean, he has not almost half the field, but a good amount of people a lap down now. It looks like about 9 or 10 people a lap down. And so more and more people he puts a lap down, if a caution eventually comes out, the better it is for the guys in the lead lap, as they'll either have to take the free pass, and it looks like Christian Dedman now going to come down to pit road and get his green flag service. Looks like maybe Garrett Kinder's going to follow him.
You'll see everybody else go.
As William Griffith is going to take that second position away now. As you see, yep, Christian, the coach, Dedman, Garrett Kinder, Fry Hubbard, Doug Wolcott, all these guys pitting. We're really starting to see them now. Everybody but maybe the top 5, top 7 pitting. We'll see if Yeoman pits here. Yeah, Yeoman pit. So 6 people on the lead lap currently now after these guys do their green flag pit stops. We'll see if they go a lap down. Guys like Garrett Kinder, Christian Dedman, they weren't too far behind the leader, but they will go a lap down with green flag pit stops. So now we're starting to see really...
Still running on the track.
What was that?
So we've got 6 cars still running lap 49.
Yeah, Brandon Wallace. Brandon Wallace going down to pit road. Now you see your leader, Kieran Church, going to pit road. He was hoping maybe that caution would come out, and he's not going to see it come out. We'll see if William Griffith, he's going to stay out on track with Tyler Gatsky a little over a second behind him. We have, looks like 3 people still out on track. Joel Kilburn, Tyler Gatsky, and William Griffith. They're really just hoping for a caution at this point so that they can pit and still keep their positions. That'll really help them, considering they were a little bit further back in the field. As you see Matt Geis going by the leader to get his lap back, it looks like.
How much those fresh tires will get you?
Or get one of his laps back anyways. Yeah, you're seeing those guys go past Griffith with fresh tires easily. Sounded like maybe we had somebody in the wall. We did. Jason Warren, it looks like.
Like guys came up out of the grass. No, it would have been.
Yeah, Jason Warren had made contact with the wall, I think, because he slowed down massively after passing the leader. He got his lap back. And you see Kieran Church, who was our leader. Jason Warren, whatever he did on his pit stop, has gotten him out to the lead. We're going to see if Kieran can pass him up for that. But we're seeing guys like Garrett Kinder and Christian Dedman, who their pit stops maybe came a little bit later. We're going to pull up the pit stop laps here on the bottom right.
He's on his 10th lap after his pit.
Yeah, as you see, lap 47 for Hubbard and Kinder, and also Christian Dedman. So these guys pit on the same lap, and maybe they just had a little bit of a worse. As we see your leader, William Griffith, and Tyler Gatsky going to pit road. And now you see these guys getting their laps back. So we're able to finish. And also, Kieran Church gets his lead spot back from Jason Warren. So out of the green flag pit stops, Kieran Church will remain your leader with Warren and Calhoun close behind. We were able to go through a full round of green flag pit stops without a single caution jumbling up this field so far.
A full race tonight, caution free. 50 laps was a good call, though.
It was, yeah. We started seeing people right before 50 laps. Kieran Church, lap 49. So, yeah, good call there. William Roberts stretched it out to 51. And considering that he wanted a caution come out to trap all those guys a lap down, you have to think that 51 was stretching it to its max limit, as we see him now back in the 14th position. 15th now.
It's all stretched out. He's got the top three within a second of each other.
So Kinder and Dedman, who were second and third before those green flag pit stops, are now fifth and sixth. So we're going to see how fast.
Coming up to 7.
We're going to see how fast those guys can maybe find their way back to the top 5. But Kieran Church, a guy who early on we weren't looking at just because he was back in the 4th or 5th position, now looking like he's going to dominate as, I mean, a 40-lap run, and that's when his speed started to really show. And so, I mean, I got to say that's quite impressive to be on a 40-lap run, and that's when you truly show your speed. As Tony Calhoun now in the 2nd position over Jason Warren.
Going to save his tires and maximize his speed at the end of that long run. And these caution-free races are going to play right into his hand.
Yeah, and if we have another green flag pit stop, because after seeing that, about a 45 to 50 lap window that we can really see after those green flag pit stops. So these guys will have to pit again to make it. That is they will have to pit again. It's just a matter of if they'll do it under green or under caution. If we go back to the 9th position, Michael Swink, he might get passed here by Joel Kilburn. He will maybe still side by side. Kilburn's going to get the run out of the turn, and looks like he's going to take that 9th spot away from Michael Swink. Jason Warren getting passed by Fry Hubbard, looks like, for that 3rd position. And now Hubbard sets his eyes on Tony Calhoun for the 2nd position. We're really starting to see maybe what kind of speed he has.
Fast on the early run, but I don't think he's caring much about taking care of his tires.
Yeah, we're going to see if he has anything for the leader. He pit on lap 47, and our leader pit on lap 49, so not much difference in tires, but hey, maybe 2 laps can make a little bit of a difference. If Fry Hubbard's able to catch Church, even though Church has 2 lap fresher tires, maybe that'll say something about what he has in terms of speed. Garrett Kender in the 4th position, about to pass Tony Calhoun for that 3rd spot. Tony Calhoun starting to struggle here. Garrett Kender, until lap 40, was one of the fastest, if not the fastest, cars on the track. He had a 2.5 second lead. So we're starting to see that speed once again, back up to the 3rd position. I think that we'll probably see him maybe catch Church to fight for the lead. But like I mentioned, when we get to that 40-lap range, that's when Church really starts to show out.
I do believe that catching him now is not a big accomplishment. It's catching him on lap 42.
And we're starting to gauge what kind of cars these guys have, and it's really going to be about late in the race. If we're able to keep a long run, then it looks like Kieran Church has the advantage, but say we get a short run at the end of the race, a caution, maybe Garrett Kender has the advantage there on the short run. So if we do get a late race caution, that'll be something to look at, as Kender still 3.9 seconds back from the leader. So he did make a pass to the 3rd position, but Kieran Church not showing any letdown currently.
He's in a world by himself, 2.8 seconds ahead of Fry Hubbard and Garrett Kender. And you got to imagine he's just taking care of his stuff, and he's got that big lead.
Yeah, now Christian Dedman passing Tony Calhoun, or about to anyways, for the 4th spot. So we're starting to see more of the regular names that we've seen throughout this race up in the top 5 be there now, as Christian Dedman, Garrett Kender, Fry Hubbard, Kieran Church, those guys starting to show their true speed, but Fry Hubbard, he was just 2.9 seconds back from the leader, now back to 3.6. So maybe his tire's starting to really wear off now.
He's in the Church's hand, but like you said, a caution, throw that out the window if we get it late. Um, It'll be about a 40 lap run if we go yellow, or if we go yellow free and get another pit stop in at the same place they pit before. We'll have about a 40 lap run. It'll play right into his hand.
As Garrett Kinder maybe starting to catch Fry Hubbard a little bit. Only about 4/10 difference right now. I will say, for us to have 15 cars on the lead lap and not one caution, I mean, that's pretty impressive. You know, when you have, it's not a short track, so you're not going to lap as many cars when you're on a 1.5-mile track. But when you get these longer runs, like 65 laps, you start to see some people get lapped. And so for there still to be 15 laps or 15 cars in the lead lap, good job by those guys. As you see, Tia Swank and Charlie Elmore in the 14th and 15th position.
Hubbard, Kinder, and Dedman, are they all just back there saving? Because they're 4, 5, 6 seconds back.
I think Kieran Church is just really letting loose now. I mean, I couldn't have told you this was going to happen around lap 20 or 30, but after this long of a run and him being 5 seconds ahead, I mean, Garrett Kinder's starting to catch up to Fry Hubbard for that second position, but like you mentioned, 5 seconds back right now. So, yeah, it could be a multitude of things in terms of saving or not saving from Kieran Church, but only time will tell what these guys were really doing, and you know, we'll interview the top 3 at the end of the race and get a little bit of more of a driver's thought of what they were doing throughout the race. Really interested in, you know, we just saw Kinder, I've mentioned it before, but driving in that light gray on the very bottom of the track next to that white line, you usually see guys driving in that dark gray, so when I see guys do go down to that light gray, I'm a little surprised, but maybe he just thinks he can get a better run off that way. So he's only about 2 car lengths here, Garrett Kinder behind Fry Hubbard.
Way through, and I don't think either one of these guys are interested in racing each other. Of course, now it looks like Kinder might make a liar out of me, but I think they were sitting back. I think they're sitting back here using the draft, saving their tires, maybe stretching their fuel. They're not going to be able to stretch it out of another stop, but maybe a longer run than Church. Maybe they're trying to just come up with a plan. I don't know, because they're going to have to come up with something.
I will say, while we are having these long green flag laps, that the internet has looked like it's gotten a little better throughout this race. Thankfully, I don't know what was happening early on, but thankfully it looks like it's starting to solve itself out as Garrett Kinder really on the back bumper there, but lap traffic might come into play and take that top line away from either of these drivers.
Well, as a full-time driver in this league, and not just a family member, I think you do a great job up here, and every one of the drivers that I talk to thinks so as well, so keep it up.
Yeah, well, you guys definitely give me an easy job anyways. I mean, you know, when you love racing like I do, and then you put me in a league broadcasting guys that love to race and put on a good show, it's really easy to do just because you guys are a lot of fun to watch. I mean, we saw it early on in the first 10 or 20 laps, side-by-side racing, maybe 3 or 4 rows deep, 2 by 2. So when you have situations like that, or even situations where you have 71 green flag laps, that in itself is exciting because that's not easy to do. One car spinning out by itself can bring out a caution. So for every single one of these drivers to keep their cars straight and keep it green flag, great job by these guys out here tonight, putting on a class show. As speaking of that, Kieran Church, a 7.5 second lead over Fry Hubbard now.
He might be trying to lap the field.
Yeah, I mean
Getting a good run at it.
he's looking fast, and we're looking at the leader right now on broadcast, and there's nobody in sight around him.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Caution.
First caution of the race. See if we can't find where that was. We do see smoke out here in the front stretch. Looks like Jason Warren. We're going to see what happened to him. He looked like smoke was coming from his car, and he was pretty slow, so we're going to see what happened to him. Well, the announcer jinx has happened, ladies and gentlemen. Not more than a lap or two ago, I mentioned how, you know, even a single car spin could bring out a caution, and these guys were keeping their car straight. And Jason Warren spins it out of turn 4 by himself, bringing out the first caution of the race. 73 laps into this race, and now we get to see some caution pit stops here. Yellow flag pit stops.
From yellow flag, we got 60 laps to go. Is anybody going to try to go 60 laps?
Yeah, that's an interesting note that you just brought up. It doesn't look like it's in their fuel range, so I mean that brings up an interesting, you know, is somebody going to try to stretch it? You know, are we going to have another round of green flag pit stops, even though there's only 60 laps to go? So I mean, time will tell if we have another caution. With how these guys have raced, we might not have another caution. So
59 laps right here where they're fueling up. They got 59 laps to go.
Yeah, and then you take away 2 or 3 laps in the caution.
Yeah. A few clutches in the corner. Maybe somebody's going to try it. I don't know if it's going to work, but I'll bet somebody tries it.
Maybe a William Griffith. Maybe a guy like him. He was stretching it out to 51 laps on that first run, so maybe we'll see him try to stretch it out as Tia Swank stays out on the track. It looks like he's just staying out so he can pit this time by. Yeah, he's going to go pit. So Kieran Church will be the leader still. Well, you know, caution-free races are a little bit too much to ask for sometimes, but even for those guys to go on a 70 lap run, kudos to those guys on track.
And I don't, maybe he just wanted a caution.
I will apologize to Jason Warren because my announcer's jinx definitely probably helped him spin there. You know, as a driver, you know, you like to blame yourself sometimes, but I will give Jason Warren a break there because I did mention how good these guys were doing at not self-spinning, and then we had a self-spin, so I'll take credit for that one.
He stayed out here, and he's behind the pace car. So
yeah, he's going to get the wave
around. Getting a lucky dog, or is he going to get a wave around?
He'll get the wave around, so he can't pit, I believe, or else he'll have to give that lap back. So he currently is, let's see.
Oh, he's only 4 laps into since he pit, so
He is currently a lap down, yeah. So he'll be on the lead lap. And we only get our second restart of the race here. It's, you know, Fry Hubbard maybe trying to take that lead away early, because if Kieran Church keeps the lead off of this restart, God knows what's going to happen for the rest of these guys. As what speed he's shown here has been, I mean, truly just crazy how fast he's been so far.
I think Warren's spin was more of a cold tire spin. I think he was only 2 laps out of his pit stop, and cold tires and a turn that'll bite you.
Yeah.
I think that's all it was.
Yeah, that you're probably right there.
I'm gonna love this restart, I think.
I think everybody, including everybody that's watching, is looking forward to this restart. I know I am, because Homestead, I mean, just awesome restarts this place breeds. So we're gonna
Everybody
see.
up front on even tires, even weight on the fuel, and we get to see some racing.
Yeah, no
The
doubt
only
we're
thing
gonna see a lot of side by side racing here during this restart. See if Fry Hubbard can't take the lead away, or maybe even Garrett Kinder or Christian Dedman, if they can maybe take it 3 wide, take the lead away, as the pace car is about to pull off. And we are about to go back
Green flag,
green.
green flag.
Oh, what a jump.
Great jump by Kieran Church, keeping the lead going into turn 1. Fry Hubbard is going to keep that second spot, but he's being taken away maybe by Garrett Kinder. On that high side, Fry Hubbard looks like he might be able to keep it. Yeah, he's going to keep it as Kinder's going to fall on the line. Tony Calhoun fighting Christian Dedman for that third spot. Side by side for that. As it looks like Christian's going to be able to keep that position and look after Garrett Kinder.
We got a pass for the lead.
We do. Fry Hubbard, you're right, to the lead. Kieran Church struggling on this restart. He got a great jump, like you mentioned. A really good jump, but now falling back to third. Maybe he had an issue in the turn, and it really slowed him down. We'll see if he's able to rebound here, as he is catching back up to the bumper of Garrett Kinder.
That might have been a cold tire that bit him.
Yeah, you mentioned with Jason Warren, him spinning out on cold tires, and on these restarts on cold tires, you can get really loose. So if he did get loose, thankfully he was able to at least save it and live to race another lap instead of wrecking out on lap 78. But it looks like Garrett Kinder's going to keep that second spot.
Having raced against these guys, I can tell you one thing about that 11 car with Hubbard. You can send him for hot dogs and he'll still win the race.
Yeah, we're going to see what he has in the lead now with no dirty air. We're going to see what he has in that situation. As looks like Tony Calhoun trying to pass the 22 for the third position. So this could be Kieran Church save. Oh, and he's spinning.
We got 22 spinning.
He's able to save it. Oh, and he gets loose
maybe.
again.
Oh,
man. Kieran Church's life just flashed before his eyes about 3 or 4 times. And he's going to now have to fight back from the 8th position. He's going to have to use that long run speed to his ability, because if not, he's in trouble now back in the 7th spot.
Four.
Yeah.
You just got to remember how.
Right before he started to spin out there, I was going to mention that we didn't see him in the lead early on, and maybe that was him saving tires, and maybe he's saving tires here early on to make a run, since he knows that we have about 50 laps to go. So maybe it's just him saving tires.
What he done earlier and was trying to get a little too racy, and that's why he got loose.
As hell, we have a blinker that just shut up right next to him. That was a little scary.
That would be Magic Mike.
As we have a fight for the second position now, Tony Calhoun. Christian Dedman getting a little bit loose there out of 4. See if Tony Calhoun has anything here for him.
You'd think as the night goes on that it would be a little cooler, that'd be a little grippier in this track, but it's seemingly getting a little loose.
Yeah, let's pull up the weather real quick since you mentioned it. It has gotten cooler both in the air and the track. 70 degrees now. It was 72 degrees earlier, and now 73 degrees on track. I believe it was 75, so not much, but a little bit cooler, and maybe causing these guys to get a little bit looser. And as the track changes, maybe that's why a guy like Kieran Church is starting to fall off maybe a little bit more than we expected. Still a nice battle going on here for the second position. Tony Calhoun looking to the outside. See if he can take that position away from Garrett Kinder. I mentioned it earlier, and I'll say it again. This is why this track is a lot of fun, because it has that high groove, it has that middle and low groove. There's just so many places for drivers to go to. And as you see, Tony Calhoun making the pass on the low end. He's going to get tight out of the turn. Maybe a little bit of a...
Right.
Yeah, Garrett Kinder's going to go to his inside, try to maybe pass him back.
He had a lot of
Calhoun
speed
get a little
earlier.
bit tight. He's going to touch the wall a little bit and lose that position. And if he's not careful, Christian Deadman right behind him.
I definitely misjudged that turn.
Yeah, it looked like he got pretty tight. Maybe got on the gas too soon as he'll fall back to the third position. And now Christian Deadman on his back bumper trying to take that spot away.
Oh, and he's a little loose.
Ooh.
That gray down there is getting really loose.
That's why I've been surprised that these guys have been going down there. You know, that's where you're going to get the loosest is that inside because there's just no grip there, as it is the lightest gray that you'll see on the track, maybe other than up next to the wall. And so not as much grip there as the middle and high groove. Side by side for the third position. Let's see if Christian Deadman is able to take it away or not. Just really struggling to make the pass on the inside. And if he's not careful, William Griffith in that fifth spot will come to Christian's outside and take that spot away from him. As it doesn't look like it's going to happen, but Tony Calhoun's going to keep that second or third spot for now. Oh, and he gets loose. He's going to keep it off of him and maybe be able to make the pass. If you look in the background, also Kieran Church coming into the battle. He's still in that seventh position. Let's see if he starts making passes on these guys. But for now, Christian Deadman able to take that third spot away. And now William Griffith looking to take that fourth spot away. But here comes Kieran Church on that outside up to the sixth position. And now looking to pass Tony Calhoun. It looks like he really was just saving those tires because he looks really fast right now compared to what he did maybe 15 laps ago.
Yeah, I don't think his car comes in until like 10 or 15 laps.
Yeah, tail of two tapes right there. Tony Calhoun, I feel like he's really fast early on and maybe falls back as the tires grow older. As Kieran Church looking to take that fourth spot away from William Griffith. Not able to get to his bumper just yet.
Definitely the most exciting racing on the track at the moment.
Yeah, we have about 4 or 5 cars here within a second of each other. Good racing side by side for the fourth spot. And while these guys are battling, Fry Hubbard in the lead, 1.7 second lead over Garrett Kinder right now. Church
Yeah, he's wanting these guys to races for the whole rest of the race to be like this. And he's only got to worry about Kinder.
Yeah, just Church not able to make that pass just yet on the inside, struggling a little bit. And as he keeps racing on that inside, trying to take the spot away, that's going to hurt his tires more and more as he's not able to make the pass. Let's see if he can make it going into turn one.
Big fight. But it wasn't enough.
And yeah, he's going to be able to take that spot away. And now look at Christian Deadman in that third position. While we're watching this, Garrett Kinder only 8/10 back from our leader, Fry Hubbard now.
I just happened to look up and see the 76 catching it.
Oh, in the wall, Christian Deadman. I looked away for a split second, and Christian Deadman got into the wall there. I'm going to lose a couple spots now. Let's back up and see what happened to him real quick. entered the turn high with Church on his inside and just got tight and got up into the wall. And now racing back for that 4th spot. And now Kieran Church setting his eyes on the 2nd position. But more importantly, Garrett Kinder setting his eyes on the lead, 3/10 back. Garrett Kinder's long run car starting to come into play. Fry Hubbard's car starting to fall off a little bit. And as we're getting closer to the end of this race with about 40 laps to go, maybe 39 laps to go, we have to pay attention to the fuel once again, because they did restart with about 56, 57 laps, I believe, to go. And so fuel is really important to look at here.
For the lead.
Side by side for the
Fight
lead.
for it.
Garrett Kinder going to make the pass on the inside, and really no contest from Fry Hubbard.
Yeah, Fry's playing the long race here. He knew he'd lost that position. He just gave it up to get back behind him, stay with him, and battle it out at the end.
Yeah, we're going to see if Kinder can stretch out that lead at all. And 3rd place, Kieran Church. I know we've talked about him a lot tonight, but he's given us a reason. Only 7/10 back, and you're starting to see him in the same picture as the leader in 2nd place.
It's hard to blink.
We're about 25 laps into this run, and we're starting to see that 22 Pennzoil car starting to get really fast here. I'm going to check their last laps, and Kieran Church with a 33.06, while Kinder ran a 33.4 and Fry Hubbard ran a 33.5. So 4/10 faster that last lap than our leader, and he is gaining. And last time by, again, Kieran Church the fastest on the track.
Into the run. This is those old tires are starting to go away, starting to get real slippery, and that's where the 22 shines.
Making a pass for the 2nd position, and not far ahead of him now is the leader, Garrett Kinder. See what Garrett Kinder has for him.
Going to make green flag pit stops real interesting, because it's going to be we're going to get another fuel stop, but it's going to be a short run. Somebody's going to take 2 tires, and it's going to be interesting.
If I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we will see at least one taker in terms of trying to save fuel and make it to the end. You know, these guys in the back, into the lead lap anyways, 15th on, they don't really have any chance to win the race right now. So maybe they save fuel and try to make it. And if they run out, well, I mean, it doesn't hurt them much anyways to try.
One person back there is at least thinking about it.
Yeah, I think we'll see at least one person do it with 33 laps to go in this race. A really nice race so far. Only one caution as of now. And we're starting to see some of the more regulars up here in the top 5 once again. With the way these leaders have been running, though, they haven't really been saving fuel. So we'll see. We'll see maybe if the fuel could have been stretched out a little bit further than these guys were showing earlier on, or if they truly only can run about 45 to 51 laps. It'll be very interesting to see.
I think the furthest car we had go was 53.
That's why that caution, I mean, that was kind of at a really bad time for all of these drivers, as it was in between in terms of these guys' pit strategies. If it would have been 10 laps later, these guys would be good on fuel, but because it wasn't, nope, looks like Church blinking a little bit. because it wasn't 10 laps later, it's making it a little bit more difficult on these guys fuel-wise.
Yeah, but with them coming in at lap 49, you know they weren't planning on stretching one pit stop. So I got to imagine 50 laps is probably about the limit. Although we did have some guys run 52, 53, but they were, of course, running slower.
Yeah,
somebody try it.
I agree with you that we're going to see maybe somebody try to take 2 tires. Maybe, you know, a Fry Hubbard or William Griffith try to take 2 tires, or maybe even no tires to try to get the lead away and try to hold on. It's pretty difficult at a track like this. If it's Martinsville or something, you can try to block, but at a track like this where there's so many places to pass, it's pretty difficult to hold the lead when somebody else has fresher tires than you. As we're starting to see 2 or 3 people in the pits.
We might have some short pitch strategy here.
Yeah.
It can't hurt.
I think with the guys that are going to go until about lap, 120 or so, are just going to do a splash and go and no tires. To be completely honest with you, I just don't think a slow stop with tires is worth it when you only have about 10 laps left. I think they're going to do a splash and go just so they can get out of there as quickly as they can.
3-4 seconds back, a splash and go might win the race for you. Unless everybody else goes splash and go.
I think everybody up front will do a splash and go if they go that far into this run. Just to prepare as we see maybe a lead change here. Kieran Church to the inside of Garrett Kinder. Let's see if he's able to make it stick there on the inside. He's going to be able to take it away. Let's see if we get a crossover move from Kinder. You know he's not going to give it up easily. Still side by side racing for the lead, going into turn 3. Kinder able to make it stick so far on the outside, but we're going to see the runoff with Kieran and Church. Most likely, yep, as you see him get a big runoff of the turn.
There's a rocket off the corner.
And he's going to be able to successfully take that position away and lead this race once again.
I think it's going to come down to who can get on and off pit road the fastest. This pit road is not the easiest to get on.
Yeah, when you think of places that, are tough to get on pit road, you're thinking of places like Darlington. But, Homestead is very difficult. It comes up on you quick, and that's why you see a lot of these guys taking the access road, just so that they don't accidentally miss pit road and have to come back around. So if you don't use the access road, it can catch up to you pretty quickly.
And I don't see anybody in the lead pack that's going to run the access road.
As we see Charlie Elmore pitting here. Starting to see some people a lap down pit, and they're going to go a couple laps down now, but Elmore now going to go a lap down. He was on the lead lap. He's pitting. We'll see if he starts a chain with 24 laps to go here. We're going to start seeing green flag pit stops soon, maybe.
Up over a second, 1.3 seconds in the lead. He is rocketing away from these guys. Or are the other guys backing off? I'm not. The last lap for Church was a 33.3. I think everybody else is slowing down.
We saw William Griffith. Garrett Kinder's pitting now. I saw Griffith get past him, and we're starting to see a lot of people pitting here. Christian Dedman, Michael Swink, Garrett Kinder. These guys are starting to pit.
It's a lot earlier than what I thought it would have been.
Looks like Freiberg's going to pit as well. All of these guys taking the access road. And you see Doug Wolcott there. Not racing for position with, looks like, Swank. So, yeah, no race for position there.
Calhoun's still out. He had fallen way back, though.
Tony Calhoun, yeah, you mentioned he fell back. Maybe he's going to be one of the guys to try to stretch it out on fuel. And there's only 2 weeks left in this. Well, 1 week after this week left in this series. So, maybe for some of these guys, they're thinking to themselves, you know what, I don't really care about the championship points. Maybe I'm not in it, so I'm going to try to stretch the fuel. And if I run out, I run out. It's not going to hurt me at all. So we'll see if maybe Tony Calhoun tries that.
Yeah, could pull out a win and take something out of the season.
Yeah, it's an added benefit of taking that risk, is if you actually do win the entire thing. Kiernan Church, though,
we got a wreck.
Caution's out.
Caution is out.
Who was the
Somebody
wrecking?
flipping on the backstretch.
Oh,
I think
Magic
it might have been
Mike.
Cope.
See Magic Mike slow down. See who that was with. Oh, he just got loose out of the turn and hit the inside wall. He wasn't the guy flipping. Oh, he accidentally just hit the wall there. Do we know who was flipping?
I'm still trying to work that out. It was Coach, the 3-car, Edmund.
All right, let's go check that out then. And what a timely caution for Kiernan Church. He catches all of these guys a lap down now. And only about 5 or 6 people down or now are on the lead lap. Those guys will take the free pass or the wave around and get back on the lead lap. But Kiernan Church will keep the lead, as we are looking at Christian Deadman here. Let's see what happens. Gets loose at a turn to just pit for fresh tires, and another evidence of cold tires.
And we did have the 77 spin as well. A separate accident.
Yeah. We see William Griffith and Tony Calhoun staying out. See if they actually stay out, if they pit next time by. See a lot of these cars in pit road. For, Kilburn and Gatsky and Oswald, guys like those who stayed out, that caution is timely and good for them.
Yeah, Coach was down in the gray on them cold tires and just banged the wall and flipped him over.
So, yeah, it looks like William Griffith and Tony Calhoun will pit this time by. And reassessing the lead to Kiernan Church once again. We are going to have a restart with maybe 16, 17 laps to go. We talked about a late race restart and who would be best on fresh tires. And we've seen Church save a lot of these both times that we had a restart. He saved early on, so maybe this time we'll see him not save, and we're going to see what he has on the short run. So, yeah, those two guys pit, and so that means these guys are going to get a wave around here. The guys behind the pace car.
Why do we have Garrett and Kinder and Hubbard in the back? Nice and 10.
Because they were caught a lap down. Looks like they will get their laps back, though. It shows them not a lap down anymore.
Yeah.
But that's why I said it was a timely caution for Kiernan Church and these guys up front who stayed out, because the caution came out and a lot of these guys were captured a lap down after pitting.
Yeah, William Griffith qualified 10th, showing in the lead on my leaderboard here.
He stayed out and then pit the second time around. He's currently 5th.
Okay. You get a refresh here when you cross the start finish line. And there's that 17th of Josh Oswald running in the 3rd position.
Yep, we're going to see what these guys got for the leader with, it looks like 15 laps to go, or 16 laps to go on this restart. I say it every race, and I'll say it now. It's money-making time for these guys, and we're going to see who can pull out the win.
15 laps with Kinder and Hubbard running 9th and 10th, and good guys up front, and it's going to be an interesting finish.
Yeah,
I think we're going to have another caution.
if you guys on stream look at the 9th, 10th, and 11th spot, you see these guys frantically trying to get back to the back of the pack as they took that wave around, which means these guys are still rolling and they have to go around the entire track, and we'll go with them. As you look, these guys are busting it to get back to the back of the pack.
Hopefully they slow down. Sometimes you get up to them too fast. You got to slam on the brakes, and that can ruin your tires.
Pace car is
Green
off,
flag,
and
green
the
flag.
green flag is out here once again with 16 laps to go at Homestead Miami Speedway. A nice lead for Church to start.
That was a great jump.
Seeing Doug Wolcott in that second position. We haven't seen him up here. With 15 laps to go, maybe he could finish inside this top three. Maybe even go race for the lead. Kieran Church with a 3/10 lead so far over the 72 car. We're going to go a little bit further back in the pack. Garrett Kender working his way through traffic after being trapped a lap down. Took that wave around, now back to the 8th position. Not a lot of time to get back up there and maybe race for the lead,
To do it and try to get up there with enough time to pull off a pass. Getting up there is going to be one thing.
Kieran Church being run down by Doug Wolcott right now. So it looks like maybe Church just struggles on the short run. Thankfully for him, at least those guys that were hounding him earlier are back in 8th and 9th position. But Doug Wolcott trying to take the lead away with about 14 laps to go. Like I said, we haven't seen him up here all race, but the only lap that matters is the last lap in terms of leading this race. And he's trying to show that off.
40 and the 89, who we know are fast on short runs, and they're wanting to come up here too, so it's going to be an interesting finish.
Yeah, I mean, we have like a 6-car back here within 8/10 of each other. Oswald, Griffith, Calhoun, Kilburn, Wolcott, and Church all within about a second of each other. And Church just does not take off well. As you see Wolcott right behind him still, trying to get to his inside and maybe take a shot at that lead. But if he's not careful, Joel Kilburn right behind him.
If they paid attention to him saving tires the whole race, I'd be up there trying to pressure him, trying to burn his tires as fast as he can. But bad thing about that is it burned yours too.
Yeah, Garrett Kender up to the 6th position, but 3.5 seconds back with 11 laps to go. It just doesn't look like without a caution he has enough time.
Well, they're moving up some positions, but yeah, it's going to be tough to get back to the front.
Yeah, they're probably going to need a caution, and well, we had a timely caution just a little while ago, so we'll see if they get one. As Church starting to separate his gap over second place a little bit here is Tony Calhoun pitting. Not sure what happened there.
That is unusual. We're under 10 laps. We're 9 laps to go.
Yeah, he's starting to stretch that out a little bit. Wolcott not letting him get too far ahead. All of these guys up here pit on the same lap. Griffith did wait one more lap to pit, and he will take that 3rd spot away. Looks like Kilburn's taking that 3rd spot away from him.
The way it looks right now, the only person who has a chance on Church is Wolcott. And if he's going to have anything, he needs to bring it now, because the longer you let him Church stay out front, the farther away he just won't get from you if you haven't got nothing now, you probably ain't gonna have it.
Yeah, nice battle going on here for 3rd between William Griffith and Joel Kilburn. Neither of them giving up the spot just yet. Side by side for a couple of laps now. Neither one wanting to give up that spot just yet. And it looks like finally William Griffith's going to be able to take that spot. Maybe not. Still on his outside, Kilburn. Nice side-by-side racing here with about 8 laps to go. 7 this time by. A battle for the 3rd position and an interview at the end of the race. As Kilburn might be able to get a good run off the turn. Let's see if he can take that spot back. These guys are just not getting separated from each other. Going into the turn, Kilburn is clear. But the 12 of William Griffith drives it in deep, and he's able to make it stick. These guys are just dead even right now.
Yeah, neither one of these two are letting off of it. It's go time. It's not time to be nice to the other guy.
Yeah, it's amazing these guys how long they're able to stay side by side. The longer they do, the more they're burning up those tires, and the further back they're going to be of Kieran Church. As it looks like the 12 is finally going to be able to edge out that position.
5 to go.
Yep, 5 laps to go here at Homestead Miami Speedway for the Original Rebel Racing League Mission 22 200. A really nice race from these guys. Only 2 cautions. A nice 75 lap run to start the race. And now with 4 laps to go this time by, Church looking fast, and looks like nobody's going to be able to catch him if there's no caution. Yeah, we're seeing guys like Hubbard and Kinder back in the 6th and 7th position, just not able to make up many positions on this restart. They've been fast this entire race, but it just looks like they've struggled a little bit in this traffic. As you see him side by side with Brandon Wallace, Garrett might lose that 7th position. We have 2 different lines side by side here, and it looks like Garrett's going to get stuck behind a lap car, and he's going to give up that position, and maybe to Tyler Gatsky, the 8th position, as that 35 getting in front of Garrett, slowing him down. That was Kyle Roberts, as he's going to fight back to the inside of the 16. Maybe a little bit of a slide job. Let's see if he can make it work. Gatsky's going to cross over. But while that battle is going on, our leader, a second ahead of Doug Wilcott, Kieran Church, coming around 3 and 4 to take the white flag. If he can get to that white flag, the next one will end it. Let's see if he can get to it before a caution might come out, and he will. One lap to go here at Homestead for Kieran Church. He's been dominant a lot of this race, and even though he wasn't good on the short run, he was able to be good enough this time on the restart to keep the lead, and now he'll lead down the backstretch for the final time. Going through turn 3 and 4. 133 laps later, out of turn 4, Kieran Church is going to win at Homestead Miami Speedway.
22 for the Mission 22.
And William Griffith barely edging out Josh Oswald for that 4th position.
I believe we did talk early in the race about Oswald being in the back, but there he is getting a top 5.
Yeah.
Fry Hubbard coming back up to 6th. That was a good run there. Garrett just got slipped back into the 9th position. That was unfortunate for him to get caught up with that lap car.
we're going to see him burn it down now.
Burn it down. Well, these guys did put on a good show tonight.
Absolutely. 133 laps and only 2 cautions in between.
We had everything. A nice long green flag run. A couple of cautions to build the drama up a little bit. Some pit stop strategies. I wonder if anybody tried to run that on fuel.
Yeah, we'll never know because that caution came out. As we'll pull up the results for this race. And we'll get Kieran Church in here. See if he's in the, I don't know if he's in the Discord. Yeah, there's Kieran Church. Well, Joel Kilburn hopped in here with us, so we'll interview him first. Joel, how you doing, man?
Pretty good, man. How about y'all?
Well, that was a lot of fun to watch. Only 2 cautions and 133 laps. What was your goal coming into this race?
Well, the goal was to win. That's always the goal, right? I missed the steering setup a little bit, so I burned my tires off pretty quick.
Yeah,
Yes.
We noticed that you were last there on the short runs.
Yeah, short run was good, but man, after about, I don't know, 13, 15 laps, it was gone. So I was trying to save fuel because I didn't expect another caution there at the end. I just was saving fuel and was going to let everybody else pit, and I was going to stay out and see what happened. But then the caution come out, and I thought, well, hell, I go get tires and see what happens.
Yeah, speaking of that late race caution, how happy were you seeing that come out? Because, you know, there were only about 7 cars in the lead lap, so how happy were you to see that caution come out?
Well, like I say, man, it kind of mixed emotions there because I was counting on everybody else to go ahead and pitting.
Right.
I wasn't going to pit anymore. I was going to stay out. So, but I mean, you know, it is what it is. When caution come out, why not go get some tires? See what happens.
All right. You got anything else for him, Dad?
No, you had a good run there tonight. You guys put on a good show, and I hope I hope we get more of that.
Yeah, it was a good race. Everybody raced clean. I don't know if y'all caught it or not, but me and the 4th place car ran side by side for 5 or 6 laps there. Good, clean, hard racing. It was fun. Appreciate y'all doing the broadcast. Like to thank DRD, Double R Diesel. And I will holler at y'all later.
All right. You have a good night, Joel. Congrats on your 3rd place finish.
Congratulations.
Yo, see y'all.
All right. Well, we'll continue the order. We'll see if Doug Wolcott's in here. I don't see him in the Discord. So we'll go ahead and pull our leader or our winner in here. Kieran Church. Hey, Kieran, it's Zach and Sam in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, congratulations, first of all, on the win, and a dominating one at that. I mean, at first we didn't see you in the lead. We saw you back in maybe 4th or 5th position. Was your goal to save tires? Because we saw maybe you struggled a little bit on the short run. Is that the case, or were you just saving tires the entire time?
Yeah, I was saving tires on every single run except for that last one. We only had, I think, about 15 to go, so I knew I needed to go from out the gate. I know I started, I think, 2nd on that start, and I just was letting guys by me because I knew saving tires was going to be crucial to tonight's win. And luckily we had the green flag runs to show it.
Yeah, were you expecting those green flag laps? Because, I mean, I know that we were up here and we saw 20 or 30 laps go by and we were like, wow, maybe we might have a long run. Were you expecting it to go, I believe, 75 laps green?
Honestly, I was not expecting it after our practice. We had a couple pit parties and it didn't turn out so well, but I think with the no fast repair, it kind of, and the good group of guys we have here in order to run those many laps without having cautions.
You got any questions for him?
Well, you put on a good show tonight. I think as Zach's already answered, asked all my questions. Other than did you have rockets on underneath there after 30 laps? You were pulling away from the field over 2 seconds at one point.
Yeah, unfortunately, I was disappointed to see that caution. At one point, I had a 7.5 second lead, and unfortunately, that caution came out, so it made my life a little bit harder. And I started saving tires, on the run, and I got tagged from behind, and luckily, I saved it. But if it wasn't for that save, I probably would have been struggling to get back up here without burning my tires off.
All right,
Yep.
you got any shout outs you want to throw out there?
Unfortunately, I don't have a paint scheme done for the Cup car, but I want to thank Pavement Marking LLC, Phantom Graphics for most of my wraps. The guys over at Swag Esports for giving me some tips, and also Matt Lee, part of Swag, for helping me get my PC and steering wheel back into working condition. So, thanks, guys.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, congrats on your win, and looking forward to seeing you run next week.
I will be here, and hopefully I make two tomorrow in the trucks.
Awesome. Looking forward to that. All right. So that was your race winner, Kieran Church. And now we have Doug Wolcott, your second place finisher. How you doing, Doug?
I'm doing good, thanks.
Well, we didn't see you up there in the top three for a little while in the race. Were you excited to see that late race caution come out and catching so many of those guys under a lap down?
Yeah, that definitely helped. I was trying to hopefully we go for a long run there and then beat them on that because I saw a lot of guys pitting and I knew I could make it to the end. But that was good to get that caution as well and have fresh tires and try to run for the win because otherwise I wouldn't even have a chance. But as it turned out, I couldn't run with him. Uh, I was going as good as I could and just settled for that and was happy to get it.
Yeah, coming into the race, were you looking to maybe save tires and hope that you were better in the long run, or was it just to drive your heart out and see what happened?
Most of the time, I just hang out and drive and just ride around and see what the tires will do and how long they'll last. The first run will give you that idea how long they're going to go before they start giving up. And mine gave up pretty quick on the first stint. So I had to change my driving style a little bit. And then as we went, I got better and better. Was able to keep my speed longer. And then pit strategy and just things falling right got me up into the top two, and I'm just glad to be able to finish up there.
This is Sam. After that first caution, 59 laps to go. Kilburn talked about he was going to ride it out on fuel. Would you have had enough to go that final 59 laps on fuel? Because I thought you mentioned that there.
Yeah, I was going to go all the way. I was just conserving tires, conserving fuel, and as long as we didn't have green, white, checkered there, that would have been tight. But I think we would have made it. But it's a gamble. I mean, I didn't think I had a chance to win otherwise. And then when the caution came out, that just kind of changed that strategy.
Well, you had a good race tonight, though. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. These guys were a great bunch of guys. I mean, so many long green flags is just awesome. And hats off to all these guys. They're just great to race against. Really professionals.
So you gave a shout out to those guys. You got a shout out for anybody else you want to throw out there?
No, that's about it. That was
All
fun.
right. Well, congratulations on your second place finish, and good luck next week at Charlotte if you're racing it.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Yep. Have a good night. All right, and that was our second place finisher, Doug Wolcott, and that was 133 laps at Homestead Miami Speedway. What are your final takeaways from this race?
I wish I would have raced in it. It looked like a lot of fun. I love the long green flag run there. I'm impressed that somebody was going to go 59 laps on fuel. I know we talked about it, but it just didn't seem. It seemed like it was way out there. But it was a lot of fun tonight. I'm looking forward to racing tomorrow night in a truck against you. That would be fun. And anybody out there that's watching a broadcast tonight, Intensity Broadcasting, is that the name of them?
Yes.
They broadcast our Sunday night truck race. Our league is full of great people. We invite anybody who's mature to come race with us. The trucks are full right now, but we've got the Xfinity on Friday. We got the Cup on Saturday. We got dirt racing on Tuesday. Thursday nights, our sister league with the Thunderstruck late model series. That was a lot of fun racing on Thursday night. So if anybody's out there looking for a good bunch of guys to join on the racetrack, this is the place to come.
I don't know if you're keeping an eye on the stream, but that was great timing if you aren't. Because after we got Wolcott out of the channel and started talking about the race, I brought up the program for our league, and that's when you started talking about tomorrow night. So, like
It's
he
our
mentioned,
psychic connection.
yeah, I guess so. Because like you mentioned, tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, Sunday night truck series brought to you by Intensity Broadcasting. You can find them on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Friday night Extreme Xfinity series start at 9. Brought to you by this channel as well, as long as this Cup series, and then Tuesday night Invader series that starts up, I believe, December 1st. And so, as you see on there, those three will be brought to you by Rebels Racing Network, along with the sister league, the Thunderstruck Super Series. They race at Phoenix this upcoming Thursday. That'll be the next broadcast on this channel. So looking forward to that. A great race at Homestead, and I don't think we could have asked for much better from these guys, especially with how loose these cars are. So great racing by them. Anything you got left to say about this race before we go off?
Race was great. I did want to mention one thing, especially about this channel, the Rebels Racing Network. It doesn't happen without Zach Wetstein. Zach has put the time and energy into doing this. Tell all your friends. This is a place to come watch some good racing and some good commentary, and hopefully some better color commentators in the booth. And for those of you who stuck around for the entire race, it has not been mentioned. Yes, we are father and son.
Yeah, if the last names at the beginning of the broadcast or on the info sheet didn't give it away, yeah, we are. And I would love to continue the father-son duo on these Saturday night broadcasts because that was a lot of fun to do. So thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys watching these races, and it's a lot of fun to broadcast. So, yeah, we'll see you guys Thursday night at Phoenix Raceway for the Thunderstruck Super Series. Have a good night.